Hi and welcome. I am Melanie and today I will be interviewing Thomas van Hove, CEO and founder at Tengu. Hi Thomas, how are you doing today?
Hi, Melanie. Nice to be here. How are you doing yourself?
I'm great, thank you. So let's get right into it. In June, you launched your DataOps platform. Could you maybe explain to me and to the audience what your platform does and what exactly you do at Tengu?
Yeah, sure. Just to give some background first. So, what we saw is that for a lot of companies, it's difficult to get value out of data. Research shows us that over 70% of companies worldwide are not able to generate a positive return on investments on any data project. And so, what we saw that the problem was is that there's a lot of complexity that goes into generating that value even before data teams actually start working. And so, specifically, that complexity is something we want to tackle and yeah, help companies with.
And what is that complexity about?
Yeah, so the complexity before teams actually start working on data, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. Typical questions are where can I find data? Where can I find an environment in which I can safely work with that data? How do I push something to production? So a lot of stuff is happening in the background during the value generation, and a lot of teams need to work together in order to achieve that. And so with the Tengu platform, instead of keeping those teams in meetings, we enable them to work on their own and be more efficient in generating that value so that there's a faster result available for management and for the business.
Okay, so if I understand it correctly, you solve communication issues and improve the cooperation within data teams in order to get faster results out of data. Is that right?
Yeah, that about sums it up.
That sounds great. Where did you get the idea?
Well, the idea actually was founded in a completely different setting. I was doing a PhD at Ghent University almost, so yeah, 7 years ago during my PhD. I was setting up a lot of experiments in complex big data architectures, and I was using shared infrastructure from the university to do those experiments. So it took me a long time, each and every experiment, to set up my environments and to actually test them out. And so, luckily, my PhD supervisors gave me the time to search for a solution that would help me automate a lot of that stuff. And I couldn't find anything in the market at that time, so I created the first basic version of what the Tango platform is today. So automating the setup and management of complex big data architectures.
Okay, yeah. But today, Tango is not only a solution for you, it's also a solution for a lot of other companies as well. What has changed since your time as an academic?
A lot, of course. Yeah, no. A lot of the way that we put the Tango platform in the market today is very different, of course, from what it was originally created for. But the same fundamentals still hold up today. Tango was always meant to be a management, automation, self-service platform, just to help technical data profiles to eliminate non-value generating tasks. So that's still the same. The way we package it today is, of course, to put ourselves inside a company and the organization, put ourselves in those different teams that exist within those organizations. And so what we try to do is make sure that all those teams work as efficiently as possible and don't are no longer dependent on each other through the same self-service, and the same management principles that we've been using since the very beginning of Tengu.
Yeah, it sounds cool, but I hear you talk a lot about data engineering and data engineers and data scientists, but are there other people who can use the platform as well?
Well, yeah, there's it's an interesting question because of course from my perspective as a data engineer, that was what the Tango platform originally was all about. But like I mentioned, we try to put ourselves inside an organization and between the teams of organizations. So on the one hand, you have the data scientists that really use the data to generate some business insights, and then you have the data engineers on the other side that want to just maintain the data architecture, want to make sure everything keeps running, keeps being operational. And so for now, the focus is definitely on those two profiles, but we want to move beyond that as we grow with the company, because we truly believe that other teams are going to be involved in these processes as well, which means that a lot of other teams will need the Tango platform as well. And so we want to make sure that we cater to those people who might not have a technical background as a data engineer has. So it's a question of really separating the technical aspects of what happens in the background and being able to translate that to data analysts, to management even in time. So we really want to move up inside an organization.
Yeah, I get it. But if you want to expand to other teams than just data teams, what are the advantages of using the Tango platform?
So right now it's all about efficiency gain for us. So like I mentioned, a lot of the non-value generating tasks, so repetitive configuration, integration, those are necessary, of course, to do the job that these people are doing, but they don't generate a lot of value for them or for the company. It's more a repetitive thing. And so that efficiency right now for data engineers, data scientists, in the customers that we have, we see at least a 30% workload reduction. So that means 30% of their tasks are being taken over by the Tango platform, which means that there's a lot more time to focus on generating value for the company and focusing on what's really important. It's all about getting those answers much faster to the business and to management.
Yeah, a 30% efficiency gain doesn't sound bad at all. Do you have an example of a company that already uses your technology today?
Definitely. I mean, one of the first customers we ever had was the Retail Factory, and yeah, these guys, they use IoT devices to count visitors in shopping malls and brick and mortar stores. That means that for each and every new customer that they onboard, each and every new site they onboard, that means that they have to set up new data streams that process the data that is coming from all these different IoT devices. So that means that that they have a lot of work, repetitive work that needs to be done for each and every customer. And what we saw by using the Tango platform now is that they can actually double the speed at which they onboard customers. So that means that they can leverage a lot more of the market that they attack instead of yeah, I mean that sorry, that means let me rephrase that. So that means that they have double the time available for getting new customers on board, so double the amount of customers that they can onboard in a single year.
Yeah, the fact that you doubled, let me start over. The fact that you doubled their results at the speed of their results is quite remarkable. At least I think that. I just have one more question for you. Where do you see Tango in 10 years?
Well, yeah, a lot of jokes around the office are that in 10 years we have our own building with our logo on top of it. But more realistically speaking, is a lot of stuff that we already talked about. I mean, the vision of our company is we feel that everyone is going to be a data scientist. More or less. And the definition here that we use for data scientist is, of course, much broader than the term that is being used today. But a data scientist basically is someone that takes in data, works their magic, and then information comes out for another team, another person, for management or whatever. And so we feel that a lot more people are going to be in that type of job in the future. And with Tengu, we want to support them with the right tools for their job. And we want to support them with the right knowledge to execute their job as efficiently as possible for the company they work for. Which means that there's still a long roadmap ahead for Tengu. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do to cater to people, like I mentioned before, that don't have a technical background, but will still be in need of tools to access data and tools to help them process the data that they need. And I think that's where our road will lead us in the next 10 years. And so in 10 years, I want to make sure that we can cater to those people as well.
Well, I certainly hope you succeed. And thank you very much for the interview. I learned a lot and it was really interesting. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for taking the time to sit down.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.